There was these reports that an LSU student was arrested for stealing $1,500 worth of beer from Tiger Stadium. I was under the impression in Baton Rouge that any amount under $1,501 was sort of just a rite of passage.
Yeah.
What's going on
we
in
call that
Louisiana,
Thursday
Matt?
down there.
Yeah, I mean that's not even just a report, Cone. Dude was caught on video.
Did he just sneak into the? Did he just sneak into the stadium?
It was him and some buddies, and they snuck in and they just stole beer and put it in a truck or an SUV and got out of town. They got him on camera. Police showed up at his apartment. He had all the beer sitting there. I mean, I guess I kind of respect the effort.
For sure.
I don't know if statute of limitations is up on something like this, but like maybe when I was in or shortly after college, like Tiger Stadium was always, it's not anymore. That's like gated, padlocked, everything. It was always open. So a lot of times, man, me and buddies would go to the stadium and are y'all familiar? There's like, the stadium was dorm rooms. Are y'all aware of that?
Yep.
So like if you look at the outside of Tiger Stadium, you see all these windows. It was dorms. That's how the stadium actually got built. Huey Long built it as a dormitory with a field in the middle. So the state paid for it. That's how they got it built in the 1920s. But anyway, a lot of those dorm rooms are just like, it's like Pompeii or something. Like time just forgot them.
Yeah.
So you would walk through and you would see like mattresses on the floor and weird stuff. Anyway, really long random story. If you were to comb through my home, there's quite a few odds and ends and knickknacks that may or may not have been lifted from that stadium when it was open. Signs, seats from the stadium, things of that nature.
Well, you're
hold on. All right, good. We got him.
Go get him.
Go get him. Go get him right now. There he is. We got him. He's in his home. Yeah, no. Look, we got him. He admitted it. No. But, yeah, look, again, at the end of that, $1,500 beer, how much beer is that?
A lot.
Like, that's a lot. Like, is that like
enough to
back
have
of
to
a
have a
semi truck full of beer?
You got a buzz.
Like a real Ocean's 11 wannabe movement. Right?
Yeah, well, guess what? It didn't work out for y'all like it did in the.
Well, how many beers did he get to drink? That's the real question.
That's, again, if we're going to measure it.
How many did you get to drink out of it?
Yeah, that's actually a really, really good point. Before, we let you get out of here, Kim Mulkey at LSU, you talk about an instant return on an investment. She's got the Lady Tigers in the Final Four. They're taking on Virginia Tech. Number one, just talk about Kim Mulkey and just the way she's been able to turn this around. And then number two, is Kim Mulkey the best coach on LSU's campus right now?
Oh, of course she is. She's already won 3 national titles. So that's not even debatable. But, the thing about Kim that's the most recognizable, the trait of greatness that she has that is undeniable is she refuses to be second to anyone in anything. And I don't just mean like, because she's a winner. I mean, of course, on the floor, but when it comes to NIL, she is like personally out there. Don't get me wrong, like you can't facilitate deals. I'm not saying she's doing anything wrong, but making sure through LSU's collective and the parties in between that her team is taken care of, that she has what she needs. When it comes to facilities, she's constantly pounding the pavement and knocking on Scott Woodward's door. Guys, I mean, our radio group is the flagship for LSU athletics, and she keeps pushing to have the women's basketball games on the 100,000-watt flagship FM where football airs. I mean, even things like what station airs the game.
Smart.
She doesn't want to be second. So when you are that intently focused on every facet of your program being not just great, but like literally the best, it's how you win, how you thrive. I mean, she's made different. I'm not surprised at all that she's doing what she's doing already.
And when you look at South Carolina, obviously they're the most dominant team in women's basketball. And Don Staley has made comments that if LSU fans would have supported the program with the coach before, who happened to be African-American, it would have been the same, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. How about you win and then people will support it? It's amazing how that works. You got to earn that. You're not just given that. But do you think that we're seeing a true rivalry building, not only within the conference, but in the national landscape of women's basketball between Don Staley and Kim Mulkey? Because I'm from the school where when you start talking like that, that lets me know you're a little bit worried, and we could be having a little bit of a different flavor, but maybe a Gino Auriemma, Pat Summitt situation brewing between Kim Mulkey and Dawn Staley, which I think is fantastic for the sport. You need heroes and villains.
Yeah, I think LSU's got a ways to go before we could start comparing them to South Carolina, which are
shoot, they win LSU 2 games. They win 2 games. We can start comparing them.
Yes, you can. The thing you referenced with South Carolina. So LSU went to 5 straight women's Final Fours, and after Pokey Chapman and then Van Chancellor retired, they hired Nikki Fargas, who's the coach that you referenced, and by the way, who now works on ESPN as a women's college basketball analyst. So it's always pretty funny to watch LSU win the regional final. They go back to the studio, and there's the coach that LSU fired talking about the team that fired her. But Nikki Fargas had support of the program when she was hired, and they were very, very patient with her. And she was there for 10 years. She had more than enough rope. She was just lazy. She just didn't recruit. I mean, she was a really good coach. Just literally would not get players here. And so they fired her, made the massive investment into Kim, and very quickly they've turned it around now. In year 2, they're in the women's Final Four. As far as a rivalry with South Carolina and Dawn Staley, LSU right now is a great story that Kim's gotten them there so quickly. They are not on South Carolina's level. They played earlier this year in Columbia, and South Carolina waxed.
I'm talking about for the future though, because if I'm South Carolina, I'm always looking at who's next up. UConn is kind of normalized now a little bit, but I look at LSU. If I'm Dawn Staley, that's the team that worries me more than any. Caitlin Clark's going to be gone after this year. You're not worried about Iowa. You can't replace that.
Aaliyah Boston will be gone from South Carolina, and LSU's bringing in the #1 player in the country. Angel Reese will be back next year. If LSU's going to clip them this year, it would be a massive upset. Next year, you could realistically make a prediction that LSU wins the national championship, and I would probably agree with you.
YouTube, what's up? Do us a favor. Please subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button. Turn that notification bell on. It helps us grow, and we keep pushing content. Thank you.